Well, journalism majors studying at Arizona State University are being forced to enroll in a class now that's practically pushing leftist ideas down their throats. According to a new report from the Goldwater Institute, the course titled Diversity and Civility at Cronkite pushes racial and gender ideology onto students. One lesson claims that common expressions of American values like America is a melting pot or I believe the most qualified person should get the job are seen as microaggressions towards minority groups. So, is the future of journalism in even more danger thanks to increased indoctrination from the left? I think we all know the answer to that. Here with me to help break it down is the Vice President of the College Republicans at Arizona State University, Carson Carpenter. And also joining us is reporter from Campus Reform, Olivia Krolczyk. Thank you both for being on our show today. Carson, this is happening at your school. How do you feel about that?
It's just crazy, the ideology that's being pushed here. You know, ASU claims to be #1 in innovation. I'd say right now they're the #1 in indoctrination. A lot of people that come to my club just come to me and say that their professors are just teaching crazy theory across campus in their required courses. It's really just an insane type of playbook that they're trying to use here to kind of educate our next generation into a hole that they're digging in themselves mentally, morally, and in other aspects of the daily life. And a lot of times on campus, people will just come to our club wanting help from us just from this crazy ideology that they have to go through on a daily basis at campus.
Olivia, you're a journalist. When you were in school, were you taught things like you can't say, I believe the most qualified person should get the job? I mean, is that what we should be teaching aspiring journalists?
Yeah, I'm actually not surprised by ASU's DEI mandatory curriculum. We've seen that leftists have been hijacking our higher education and turning it into a 4-year indoctrination funnel. And I know this firsthand at University of Cincinnati. I was actually a chemistry major who was forced to take a gender studies course and failed for saying the term biological woman. And we are seeing this DEI push on students, taking away their ability to take classes relevant to their major. And we are hostage to this college degree system that makes or breaks the entire course of our lives, and we're forced to pay for it. And we're reporting at Campus Reform for Leadership Institute that many states are starting to follow suit with reducing or eliminating taxpayer funding for these DEI programs. We're seeing it in states like Texas, Florida, Iowa, and so many more, which will be good for taxpayers. It will be good for students and for society as a whole, because all that DEI is, it's divisive, it's unhelpful, and it perpetuates lies.
You know, Carson, the Cronkite School at ASU, it's one of the most prestigious journalism schools in the country, as you probably know. A portion of this course that we were just talking about requires students to make a public relations plan for a theoretical pop star who uses they, them pronouns. And I'm trying to imagine how a student who sits in English 101 at 8 a.m. then has to completely put out of their mind everything they just learned in that class at 9 a.m. in this public relations course. It's got to be very confusing.
It is really confusing. Just in the personal experiences of my classes in political science degree field, I'll be taking biology, and that will be the most complex class of the day, not political theory. It's just really crazy how they're doing this in required course classes like bio, like science, computer science even. They tend to not do it in courses that are political science oriented or any of these other fields that would be more biased. It's really just a crazy playbook that they're doing it. They're sneaking it in to curriculum that should be fairly nonpartisan, and yet they make it so partisan, so divisive, like this plan for a they, them pop star, or what they call metrosexuals, it says in that curriculum as well. It needs to stop at a public university, especially like ASU.
That's a great point. It is a public university. Olivia, I want to show you another portion of the course covering sexuality and gender identity. This is an excerpt of the online learning materials. Some of the learning objectives here are understand the difference between sexuality and gender identity and why it matters, recognize privileges related to sexuality and gender identity, and know how to ask for and why to use a person's pronouns and the benefits of gender-neutral language. I can only imagine, Olivia, how an English as a second language student who's worked hard to learn English, get to a place like ASU, understand the syntax of English, they must be just completely lost when they show up to a course like this.
Yeah, it's absolutely insane that schools are pushing this onto their students. It is not going to prepare them for the workplace. It's not going to prepare them to be part of society. And at Campus Reform, we're actually reporting that 72% of those who just got a college degree do not feel prepared to participate in society. And we're seeing companies across the nation, we're seeing Google, Tesla, Bank of America, and many more to follow suit with eliminating these degree requirements for jobs because they're realizing that DEI at colleges is not preparing them for the jobs that they are
It certainly
getting hired
is not.
for.
We'll have to leave it there. Olivia Krolczyk, Carson Carpenter, thank you both for joining us today. We really appreciate it.